This is Charlie Parsons, boxing correspondent and reporter for FightHype.com and The Purist Boxing. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by Mr. Anthony Crolla, awaiting his test results in Texas
Yes.
on the fight week for Callum Smith against Canelo. How are we, Ant?
Mate, I'm all good, Charlie. I'm just, like you just said, I'm waiting on the results. There should be any sort of moment now, really, or, well, any moment from now to the next few hours. Hopefully all good. We've had a few tests. I've had a few tests in the last week. He was all negative, obviously, so that's all good. And then the bubble sort of officially, well, it started, but I mean, like, we had to move about, only in the hotel, of course, sort of from tonight, really, so be good. I was going to say reconnect with the team. But yeah, listen, I'm always in them this morning for testing. But yeah, no, all good, mate. Really good. Like I say, honoured to be a part of it, whatever little part that may be. And looking forward to Callum on Saturday night, hopefully doing the business. I really believe he's got a great chance of doing it.
Of course, that is the main reason I've got you on here for this interview, so we will jump into that. First couple of things I just wanted to run by you. I thought give you a chance to talk about it. We know what happened with your old gym. Seeing the post recently about you've got it done up. Do you want to just sort of talk a little bit about that? Looks good, mate.
Yeah, oh, thank you, mate. Yeah, we're there now. We've got the kids back in. Obviously, because like the social distancing and stuff like that, we can't open it up fully yet. Maybe just the carded boxes, but very soon we'll be able to. I mean, some of them we have to sort of split up, but very soon, hopefully, when everything is normal, we'll be ready to go. It's in the middle of the estate there. All the kids will get in. We can't wait to have them in. But yeah, well, good little bits to add, like a few sort of dumbbells, a few machines. I think everyone's gone mental with the home workouts over lockdown. But as a boxing gym, yeah, we're ready to go. Well, we are going. I've got a few of my own fighters in there as well. So, no, really happy to have a base again. And like thankful to everyone who helped us use their, allowed me to use their gym when I didn't have one. Forever thankful for that.
Of course, I've got to say, once this is all done, I'll have to come down, check it out, and get some.
Always welcome, mate.
Catch up with you in person,
mate. Definitely, mate. No, you're always welcome down, mate. You know that.
Top man. This weekend just gone. Joshua Pulev. I imagine you guys all watched that. Sort of opinions off the back of it.
Yeah, we watched it over here together. I thought Joshua in parts of the fight was really good. A few of the shots that sort of led to the knockdown and the lean back right hand early on was brilliant. That kind of athleticism, I can't say it. That to be that kind of athlete, at that size is very, very impressive. There was little bits where when people are saying, is he still thinking on the Ruiz fight? But I don't know if it was that. It's just obviously there's a big lad throwing a lot of shots, and he looked like he almost entered the tank in round 3, and then he come back. So he got that second win, so his conditioning was bang on. I thought, like I say, it was a very good performance against people are going about Pulev's age, but he's one of the top heavyweights in the division without a doubt. And Joshua done a number on him.
And what a hard bastard, by the way.
Mate, fucking unbelievable shot. And he's still probably trying to go at the end then. But no, I think, a lot of credit's got to go to Joshua there. I thought he was very good in parts. For most part of it, I thought it was fantastic.
Do you think sort of in between, I mean, I had a bet 5 to 8 for about £300, and once Pulev got through the 4th round, I was thinking, oh yes, this is coming in, and the knockout came in the 9th. But I mean, at the time, I was probably overly critical because there was money on the line for it. But do you think it was, what was it? Because I think when it went into that 5th round, I was thinking, right, and I think most people, I looked on Twitter, most people were thinking, this ain't got much longer, this has got a couple of rounds max. What do you think that was? Do you think, like you say, might have been emptying the gas a little bit? Maybe
he was just being, a little bit smart. Didn't want to punch himself out. They didn't probably learn from the Ruiz fight, starts to become a bit reckless, looking for the big shot. It looked like Pulev had found his legs again. So no, I thought he'd done the right thing. Joshua's uppercut was fantastic on that. I think that was the shot. Yeah. Sure, I know it started off the second knockdown as well. But no, like I said, I fought in stages of the fight. It was very, very good.
Do you think we're going to get Joshua Fury next year? This is what everyone's talking about.
Yeah, listen, it's not. I don't know. I think there's a lot of hurdles to overcome, but I think, when there's that kind of fight, that kind of money involved, I reckon there's a very good chance we will see it, and hope so as well. I mean, brilliant if we see it in the UK, but whether that'll be the case or not, I don't know. But yeah, it's the biggest fight in boxing to be made, the biggest fight in British boxing history.
Yeah.
It'd be great if it could happen in the UK. We will see.
Of course, and now moving on to this weekend, the main reason why I got you on here, your stablemate, well, now you've retired. I mean, you're still in the gym with him, still is your stablemate. Callum Smith taking on the #1 pound-for-pound king, Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah.
Unification for the super middleweight. WBC on the line.
WBC on the line. Well, yeah. So that's there. Obviously, it's vacant on the line. Callum rightfully getting his shot at the WBC.
Yeah.
After being a diamond champion for so long, and before that, international
Yildirim for a bit.
Mate, yeah, I think the winner's got to fight Yildirim within a certain amount of days. So I think it's the right thing to do. And yeah, obviously, I mean, I think there's much more. Listen, the best prizes in the sport. He's got the WBA, the WBC, the Ring Magazine belt. Like you say, you couldn't. It's for the marbles, isn't it? As they say, but I think it's much more than the belts. This fight, really do. Yeah, without a doubt, and in a lot of people's opinion, Canelo's pound-for-pound #1. So Callum wants to be the man to beat the man, and that's it. Really, like you say, he's had a fantastic camp. He's in a great place now. Everything's good, mate. Everything's good. Looking forward to Saturday night.
Now, we first heard about this fight in November. It sort of just struck upon us. We see that you and Callum signed with STN Sports Management, and then I remember seeing a few days later that the fight was announced. I believe it's 5 weeks of proper camp with the fight being official. How much time did Callum sort of know before, or is it a sort of real?
Listen, Callum genuinely knew on the day when it got announced. He knew earlier that day, but obviously knew he was in talks. But don't worry about Callum not having, a full camp. Callum's been in the gym nearly all year round. Only had time off when he's been told because when dates got put back and the pandemic and stuff like that. Callum's in a great place. He's in great shape. And certainly Callum's not been caught with his pants down, as they'd say. And just took the fight short. No, he's having to crash weight or, he's not fully fit. No, he's in a very good place.
And from what we're hearing, there is no rehydration clause in this fight. Obviously, that will benefit Callum. Huge frame for the weight. Were you surprised when that was sort of when you heard that?
A little bit. And, fair play to the Canelo team for not putting that in. But I honestly believe on the night, I think they'll get in the ring very similar weight. But it's great that, Callum's not got a, any, and I think it's right as well, no kind of limit on what he can put on or something like that. But Callum doesn't put anything crazy on. I mean, listen, he gets in the big weight. It's nothing that a lot of other fighters don't put on. But yeah, no, I do think it's good that there's no limit whatsoever. I think team, fair play to the Canelo team. Was a surprise? Yeah, I was a little bit surprised, but great. Good for Callum.
Obviously, he wanted the unification. He wanted the big fights. He wanted Canelo. He's got all 3 in one. How excited is he for this opportunity?
Callum's super laid back. He's super laid back lad, and it suits him perfectly for this kind of event. He certainly ain't going to be burning too much energy for excitement. He's so laid back, but of course it's he's been boxing since he was a young lad. It's the biggest fight. This kind of fight doesn't excite you, then you're in the wrong sport for sure. But Callum can't wait to go, but at the same time he's very laid back about it. Like I said, I think he's got, obviously he'll have quite a lot of media to do.
Yeah.
This next couple of days. But yeah, mate, all good. There's nothing there's nothing to where I think, oh, he's going to get caught in the headlights or anything like that. He's been around these big fights before. He's seen the fight with Canelo before with his older brother. So
Yeah.
it's, I think he's in the perfect place for it.
Now, obviously, his last fight was Ryder back in November. However, Canelo has had a lot of stuff going on as well with the zone and everything. Funnily enough, actually landed back on the zone. His last fight was also early November, longer than it was Callum's against Crolla.
Yeah.
Do you think that sort of makes it even in the fact that they're both gonna have ring rust?
Yeah, or will they? You know, I think I remember Sugar Ray Leonard once, you know, in big fights like this, does ring rust come into play? You know, when you're at that elite level, does ring rust come into play? We always seen it. Listen, I'm not comparing Callum or Canelo to Floyd Mayweather, but, you know, he never really looked rusty, did he, when he'd take time out for a year? They've looked after themselves. Both had a full camp. I don't believe it affects. I don't believe the year out makes too much of a difference, to be honest.
Of course, and Callum goes into this fight as a bookie's underdog, which any fighter against Canelo goes in against.
Yeah.
And he's fighting the pound for pound number one. Does that sort of take pressure off him a bit in the way that you see it? The fact that he's got nothing to lose almost.
Yeah, possibly. That's what it does. You know, there's very few people giving him a chance, which I think is crazy. I think if it wasn't for the John Ryder fight, there'd be a lot more people backing him. But again, Callum's got his own expectations. You know, he knows what he's capable of. So he won't think, yeah, there's less pressure on me. He wouldn't let the pressure get to him anyway. He doesn't. So I think with that, yeah, sort of with people, social media, stuff like that, there's very few people giving him a real chance. But, you know, that doesn't affect Callum. He's got his own expectations. And he'll feel what little pressure he does feel will be the same, because he's just bothered about his own expectations.
And in terms of sparring, I've seen a clip of Joe Gallagher, the head trainer, obviously say that it's been a bit difficult where you would have liked to get people from abroad. That wasn't possible.
Of course.
What sort of sparring? I mean, no one can replicate Canelo, but what sort of sparring has Callum had? And do you think it has been okay, like sufficient?
Yeah, I think he's had fantastic sparring. He's had fantastic sparring. You know, there's been times where there's 3 different lads in the gym in-house. He has Callum Johnson, who I think is brilliant for the Canelo fight. He's got his own brother Liam, who's got similarities. And the few lads that he brought in, they're not Canelo, but they do things similar to what Canelo does.
Of course, and then finally, without giving too much away, because you can't give the game plan away, what sort of fight do you expect can we expect to see Saturday night, and what's your prediction?
Honestly, first of all, my prediction is Callum Smith, and I think he gets him late. I don't, like I said, I think there's a lot of people forgetting just, you know, how close the Kovalev fight was before the finish. I think the brilliant finish from Canelo is making a lot of people forget about the fight. Obviously, they're going off Callum's last fight, which with John Ryder. It's very different, 2 very sort of different styles. People just go off the size, 2 very different styles. I believe, listen, we've seen Canelo sort of start the back foot. We've seen him come for it early. I just believe there's going to come a time where Canelo, I don't know about trade with him, but he's going to have to answer back straight away. I don't believe it's just going to be about Callum keeping his distance whatsoever. And I do believe when Canelo's always took an unbelievable shot, but I do believe he will feel Callum's shots as well. Likewise, no denying Canelo, although a much smaller guy, he's had an effect on fighters. You know, everyone who he hits knows that.
Yeah.
I just believe, like I said, I believe Callum can do it all. He can do it long, and he fights a very good small person's fight for such a big lad.
Top man, thank you very much.
Charlie, good to speak to us always, mate.
Of course, obviously, for everyone watching this, DAZN, get watching it this weekend. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be on an American channel with FightHype, but like I say, get watching the fight, and I don't know what to expect. Fireworks come Saturday night.
Fireworks indeed, mate, and hopefully back in this hotel celebrating Saturday night after the fight. I'm confident we will be.
Yes, sir. I'll catch up with you shortly.